few days ago, we looked at the importance of filling out the FAFSA, and we talked about what happens after you fill out the FAFSA. You get a student aid report. So today we're going to actually look at an example student aid report and understand everything that we need to know about the SAR from the information that we get from the FAFSA. So, first of all, when to expect your SAR. So, you will get your SAR depending on how you filled out your FAFSA. So, if you filed your FAFSA electronically and chose to receive your SAR via email, you should receive it within a few days. Be sure that you check out for spam folder, junk folder, to be sure that it doesn't get sent there. So that is the first thing that we're going to look at here to see our application date and the process date. So this person, I'm going to assume, filled it out online because the receipt date and process date are the same. The two really important pieces of information that are on your student aid report are your EFC and your DRN. So your EFC we've talked about before. Your EFC is your expected family contribution. So your expected family contribution is the amount of money that the federal government believes your family is able to contribute toward your college costs based on the information that you provided on your FAFSA. This is not necessarily the amount of money that your family is going to pay, but we'll talk about that later. The DRN is something that we haven't talked about. So the DRN is the data release number. So again, the DRN is a 4-digit reference number. So if you have issues, you can always use this DRN number. We're also going to be looking at a loan summary, FAFSA changes, and the Pell Grant eligibility. So our Pell Grant eligibility is actually going to be here in this comment section. So comments about our information. Based on the information we have on record for you, your EFC is $7,256. You may be eligible to receive a federal Pell Grant and other federal student aid. Your school that you have applied to will use your EFC to determine your financial aid for federal grants, loans, work study, and possible funding from your state and school. Let's see what else. So, you will know if you're eligible or how much money you can get in a Pell Grant um, based upon a number that you will click on from a link from our all-knowing studentaid.gov website. And that's something that you will have to do for your assignment. Let's see. So also something that we need to be sure that you do is be sure that if you need to make any corrections, that you make corrections. So how do you know if you need to make any corrections, right? So part of our SAR is to know that everything that we've put into the FAFSA is accurate. So here is our FAFSA data. So you can see that we are going to have like 4 or 5 pages worth of information. So some of the questions that you're going to be asked will be asking you to look through some of this information to find that. So when you fill out the FAFSA, there are like 103, 104, 105 different items that you could be filling out. Towards the end of our FAFSA, or sorry, of our SAR, is this section that's called college rates. So I think this girl's name is Anna. So Anna has given her information to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to 7 different universities. So since filling out the FAFSA is how you get financial aid and potential student loans, we want to be sure that you know that if you go to Futures College they only have a 58% graduation rate. That means if you go to this school, you have almost a 50% chance of actually not graduating. So that would be a poor investment, a potential poor investment for your education if you're going to go there and then not follow through with graduating. So that's really important that this information is shown to you. Other information that's going to be shown to you when we scroll down a little bit is your financial aid history information. So if you have any student loans currently, they're going to be listed here and tell you how much you have, how much principal you have in that loan. So we will be talking later about subsidized loans and unsubsidized loans. Um, so this is important to see that, ooh, I already have $25,000 worth of loans. I need to be careful about how I'm choosing to pay for my next year of college. So the other important thing is it says at this point, the schools listed on your application have access to your information. The schools may put together or change an aid package based on your expected family contribution and notify you. The amount of aid you receive from a school will depend on the cost of attendance at that school, your enrollment status, like if you're full time, three-quarter time, half time, or less than half time, and other factors. So just because the federal government says that my or Anna's family is expected to pay $7,256, one of these colleges might use a slightly different formula, and it might be that my family is going to be actually expected to pay less than $7,256 or whatever. Um, so again, filling out the FAFSA and getting your SAR is the first step to getting financial aid offers and packages from each individual institution that you actually apply to. So that's it for reading an SAR.